Hey Stampers, welcome to Brandy's Cards. I hope you're doing good and I hope that you're having a great day. I'm super excited that you're here to craft with me. I've got a card that I'm excited to share with you that I created using the new Tags and Bloom stamp set. Now the Tags and Bloom stamp set is one of our celebration stamp sets, so it's only available through March 31st or while supplies last. The stamp set is absolutely beautiful and it is free with a purchase of $100 in merchandise before shipping and tax. So I was really excited to share this set with you. Here is the Tags and Bloom stamp set. And I love this big image, and I like how you can stamp this flower and how you've got the other stamps fill in the color. So it is just beautiful. I like these sentiments as well. My favorite is happiness looks gorgeous on you. I feel like with the beautiful flowers, that's just such a nice sentiment. So I really like this set. And this is the card that I created using it. Now I also have another card that I want to share with you too, but I'm going to show that to you at the end. So this is the card that we're going to make today. And you can see here I have some pretty peacock, some balmy blue, so saffron, and then, you know, I've stamped my flowers here in the background. And then of course I have stamped my flowers and added some color to them. So I'm really excited to show you how I created this. This card was really easy and I think that you will enjoy creating this card at home too. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fold that in half. So we're going to fold our cardstock in half. So now we have our card base. We're going to layer up all of our pieces. But before that, I'm going to pull in a piece of just Whisper White cardstock. And this piece is a scrap piece of paper. Now I have my stamp here, and we're going to go ahead and ink up our main image. So we're going to ink this guy up really good in some Memento black ink. Okay? So once you get that good and inked up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stamp it straight down and we're going to stamp it, you know, pull it straight up. There you go. It's a beautiful image. It turned out great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to clean it off because I'm going to use it to stamp the background as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and spritz my, my Stampin' Scrub and just kind of wipe my stamp over there, and it looks like it came nice and clean. And then I'm going to use the dry side. Now I generally also kind of stamp it on my paper to make sure it's clean, especially when you're getting ready to put it in a light color. You certainly don't want any of that to transfer. All right, so next, while we're in the stamping, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this little, you know, this image. Now this stamp set actually coordinates with a couple of our Stampin' Up punches. So one thing that I really like, and I'm not sure if you guys have noticed this or not, but when Stampin' Up darkens the image like this, do you see how it's kind of that yellowy color? That means that it coordinates, or it has a die that punches out, you know, that will die cut it, or it has a punch. This particular stamp set actually coordinates with the Label Me Fancy punch, as well as the Label Me Lovely punch. So that's pretty cool. So this one actually coordinates with two of our punches. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and we're going to ink up this image here. And I'm going to stamp it right down here at the bottom. And I think that's perfect. All right, so now we have, now you could take, I'm going to just go ahead and show you here on this card. Now you can take Balmy Blue, and here is the stamp, and you could ink Balmy Blue up on this stamp and you would stamp it right here in the center of the flowers. However, what I really liked is here on this card, I colored it with a Stampin' Blend, a Balmy Blue light Stampin' Blend, and then I took my dark Peacock and I kind of, you know, went over the highlights. I thought it sort of made the flower pop a little bit more. So instead of using my Balmy Blue on the flower today, I'm going to use my Stampin' Blend and show you how I colored it. I just kind of went right in here on the petals and just very lightly, you know, nothing too crazy. It's not hard. I'm just adding a little bit of light blue here to my flowers. You guys see that? So that's all done. So I'm just adding the light blue to those. Now I have a dark, pretty peacock, and I'm going to come in with that, and I'm just going to add some color to the dark areas or to the lines, just to sort of make it pop even a little bit more. And, you know, and I'm honestly not going to blend it either. I am going to totally just leave these lines. I really liked it. Now what I'm going to do is I've got the yellow blends too. I have a light Saffron, and I have a dark Daffodil Delight. Now you can use any color of the Stampin' blends that you would like. Of course, the flower can be lovely lipstick, or you can make a purple flower. So, you know, be creative with it and have fun. That's what's most important. And nobody knows what it's supposed to look like either. So, you know, be creative and have some fun with it. So I'm just coloring the inside of my flower right now with some light Saffron, and then I'm going to take my dark Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to go back in here on top of these little spots, because I really want those spots to pop out a little bit more too. So I'm just kind of going back in there on the top of those. Now what I want to share with you is one of the stamps in the set is this is the inside of the flower. So you can actually ink that up, and you can stick that here inside your flower. So it does have an inside as well. So you don't need any markers to make this card. I'm just showing you another way to maybe get more creative with it, if you will. All right, so here we go. I have the leaves here, and sometimes it just takes a second to figure out, okay, where are we at? There we go, right there. So I'm going to ink it up in my Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to come right in here, and I just have to get it lined up, and I'm going to stamp straight down and straight up, and it turned out great. And as you can see, I stamped right on top of the leaves. Now if you had some of the Granny Apple Green, if you have some of the you know, one of the green shades of our blends, you could certainly do the same type of thing. But I didn't mind them, just, you know, I liked them stamped straight down. I thought it worked out perfectly. So I'm going to add that right over here. Okay, so this piece is pretty much done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hand cut it out. Unfortunately, there's no die cut for this, but you know, it's okay. It's paper, ink, and stamps. And then we've also got a punch here, so this is good. And you don't even really need the punch if you don't have it, because this is a super simple image to cut out. So I'm cutting around the top of my flowers here at the top. And I'm keeping it close, but I'm definitely leaving some white space. And I'm going to cut around my leaves, just like that. And then I'm going to head down my, my bigger image here for my sentiment. And then around the bottom. And again, this is super easy to cut out, so you won't have any problem doing this. And then we're going to cut that off. Perfect. Okay. So before I move any further, we're going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And the one that I chose is Happiness Looks Gorgeous on You. I love that one. And I've got Pretty Peacock over here. I'm going to ink it up in Pretty Peacock, and I'm going to stamp it right here in the center of my image. Now I have my punch. I'm going to open that up. We're going to stick it in here, and as you can see, if I turn it over like this, I can see exactly how it lines up. And then we'll go ahead and punch it out. Perfect. And then I'm going to set my punch aside, and now we have our image. And check this out. You can layer it right there in the center, and it looks so pretty. I love it. Okay, but before we move on, we have one more flower to stamp, and then we'll have to cut this one out. So I've got my memento, and I've got the little dinky flower here. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the little dinky flower right over here, I think. So that works perfect. And then I'm going to do one more thing. I want these leaves right here. And these leaves just really look nice under my card, under this flower. So I'm going to just ink those leaves up one more time. So I guess I didn't really need to clean my stamp set yet, but that's okay. We'll ink it up one more time, and we'll stamp it right here, so that'll work good. Spray a little bit more spritz on some Stampin' Mist on our scrub, and we'll clean that off. Perfect. All right, so now we've got to add some color to this just like we did before. I have my light balmy blue, and we're just going to add a bit of color in this flower. And you know, you can just really quickly kind of shade in there. It's pretty simple. And then I have the dark Peacock. And again, I'm just kind of following the lines inside the flower, just adding some depth in the already kind of dark spots in the lines of the image. And then we've got So Saffron, and we're going to color the top here. And then we're going to go back in with some dark Daffodil Delight. Now, if you want even more contrast, maybe you grab a Mango Melody Stampin' Blend, and you can use that to color the inside there. So, you know, just play with it and have some fun. There's all kinds of course, different colors and things that you can do. So here we go. This is the leaf, and I'm going to ink that back up. And I just have to get it lined up here. And we're going to stamp it. Perfect. Now we just got to cut those out, and then I'm going to show you how I layered up the card and made this fun background. Super, super easy, and it's fun to do. And I encourage you to, you know, stamp these in different colors. You know, the flowers in different colors. You don't have to use any Stampin' Blends. This stamp set already has the stamps in them to add colors to the flowers. You know, I just thought I would show you another way. I know that I love to color with my blends. And I've seen some of the most beautiful cards with that happy birthday to you stamp, that cake in the celebration offerings. And I have had so much fun coloring that one too. So, all right, I think this is good. We've got our leaf cut out here. So now we're going to go ahead and stamp our background, put our card together, and we are all done. So here's my So Saffron piece. I've already cleaned my stamp, so that's good. I'm going to ink it up in some crushed curry. And here we go. I'm going to put this piece down so that I can kind of get an idea as to where I am going to stamp my image. I'm going to turn it upside down because, as you can see here, I kind of want it to peek out the bottom. So I'm going to stamp it right about here because I think that'll be good. Right about there. Perfect. That worked out good. Now we're also going to need this little flower, so I didn't clean him earlier, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that now and use the dry side. Make sure it's good and clean. We're going to ink that up in some crushed curry, and I like to go ahead and set my image back down and kind of get my bearings as to about where I would like to see this flower. And I think right there is perfect. Pretty simple, really. And then you have your image to put over the top. You see that? Oh, I'm getting excited. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is use some liquid adhesive and add this to the top of my card. You could use mini glue dots or snail, whatever works for you. And I'm just going to add this right here to the top of the So Saffron piece. And then I have the Happiness Looks Gorgeous on You. This piece layers beautifully right here inside this image. Now maybe you would prefer to put some Stampin' Dimensionals behind this piece. That is totally up to you. You could certainly do that and it would be lovely. So that is something that you could do. This little blue flower, he is so pretty. We're going to add a Stampin' Dimensional to him. That's what we're going to do there. And then I'm going to come over here to my card and just kind of figure out, okay, I like him right about there, kind of on the other side of the U. Now the leaf definitely is a little, you know, it's got some indents and things in it. I would probably use a mini glue dot for that, just to keep it simple. Keep it simple, and I would tuck it right underneath there so you can't even see that that's the leaf from up there. So it works perfectly. All right, now we're gonna flip it over and we are gonna start to layer up this card and put it all together. So I've got my Stampin' Dimensionals right here on the back, and I'm gonna flip over this yellow So Saffron piece, and I'm gonna center it right here in Balmy Blue. Now we're gonna flip it over again. And you're probably wondering, well, why are you popping it up twice? Well, I really liked the dimension. That's why I did that. You know, I just thought it really kind of pulled the card and gave it a lot of dimension. So I do that quite often when I'm layering up colors. So here I'm centering that right inside Pretty Peacock. Now I'm going to take my multi-purpose adhesive and add it here to the back of Pretty Peacock. And then I'm going to center this right on my cardstock. Right here in the middle of my cardstock. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I absolutely love these colors. Love them, love them. Now, if you want to get a little bit more, you know, if you want to add a bit more interest or you want to embellish your card, you certainly could do that. We have the beautiful champagne rhinestones. We also have these fun, what are these called? These are the iridescent sequins. Let me open this guy. I always get so nervous when I open these because I've opened it before and like threw it across the room. It's like, yay, until you got to clean it up. But anyway, these are the fun little sequins, so you could add those. It looks like here on this card, I added one here. So, you know, those are perfect. Or you could add a jewel or a gem, or maybe you don't want an embellishment at all. I personally think this card is beautiful just as is. All right, so let me show you the other card that I created using this set. This one is Wishing You the Best, and here I added some pearls. So you can see the pearls here. This one is Lovely Lipstick, and it's stamped straight on. So I actually used the stamp that's in the stamp set, and I stamped it straight on the flower. So I wanted to show you both ways. And then I also used the Celebration vellum, the So Very vellum. This vellum is just beautiful. So let me show it to you. Here it is. And so it comes in 3 colors. And what I love most about this vellum is you can actually feel these raised little bumps. It is so fun. I love it. It's so neat. So that one is what is on top of this card. Now to make it a little bit darker, I actually layered it on Balmy Blue. Because you're probably wondering, you know, the vellum looked a little bit lighter. That's why, because I layered it on top of Balmy Blue. And that's how I got it to be just a wee bit darker. Okay. So I hope that you enjoyed my cards and my project today. If you're wondering about the sizes, the dimensions, not to worry. Just go to BrandysCards.com and click on videos. You'll find that in the navigational bar at the top of my website. And then just click on the picture of the card that you're looking for, and the tutorial, the sizes, the dimensions, all of that good stuff should pop up there for you. And of course, if you have any questions, please let me know. You can always reach out to me, click on Contact Me, send me an email. I'd love to see what you're working on and hear what kind of projects you're working on and that sort of thing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any future videos. I sure do appreciate you crafting with me today and stopping by. I absolutely love creating and love sharing with all of you. And to get your emails just means the world to me. So thank you for that. If you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in one of our Stampin' Up! Catalogs, please let me know. I'd love to send those to you. And if you're one of my current customers, thank you. I'm grateful for you and your business and always look forward to hearing from you. Thank you guys for stopping by and have a blessed day. Bye, everybody.